Information technology has been more accessible in the last decade due to the growing technology that surrounds us. People have access to information from around the world in their pockets. From the advancement of technology, the integration of other cultures into our own culture has been very progressive. Today, we will see some examples of how information technology impacts cultural change. So what is information technology? It's the use of any computers, storage, networking, and other physical devices to create, store, and exchange all forms of electronic data. What is cultural change? It's the modification of a society through innovation, invention, discovery, or contact with other societies.
We can also look at how cultural changes in food have been accelerated through the use of information technology. Indian food in Britain is an example of this. During the 1950s, there was an influx of Indian immigrants to Britain. These immigrants brought with them Indian cuisines and recipes and opened restaurants. Prior to this, Indian food was far less popular in Britain because there were few Indian restaurants and therefore people did not know anything about the food. This indicates that cultural food changes require people to travel or immigrate to new countries. We can contrast this with now, where information technology is prevalent. Through TV channels, such as the Food Network, as well as the internet, people from all different backgrounds can learn about exotic, worldwide cuisines and then search for recipes. This entirely eliminates the need to travel to be exposed to new foods. Additionally, with the increase in prevalence of information technology, we can see a cultural shift in terms of nutrition. Prior to advancements in technology, the only way to see the nutritional breakdown for food was on the label. However, today, with apps such as MyFitnessPal, users are able to see the complete nutritional breakdown of any food they eat, as well as track daily calorie intake. This results in cultures where people are more health-focused and knowledgeable about the food they are consuming.
Fashion is one aspect of culture that is deeply impacted by the advancement of information technology. This is evident through two key examples. First is the difference in fashion geographically, and the second is the movement of fashion trends through the decades. As one can see in this photo, Western versus Eastern fashion was drastically different in the 1940s. This is due to the minimal information shared between the two regions at the time. As technology advanced and information became more accessible, regions were able to share their fashions far easier. The result of this sharing was a globalization of fashion, whereby cultures once very distinguishable became very similar. This is evident in this photo, which displays the similarity between Western and Eastern fashion in the 2010s. Likewise, the movement of fashion trends through the decades has changed with the advancements in information technology. In this photo, it is clear that the typical wear did not change much during the 1900 to 1910 decade. We can see that fashion trends moved far quicker in the 2000s decade. This change is due to the abundance of fashion advertising in social media today, which causes people to constantly change their appearance with the newest trends. Through these examples, we can see that information technology has changed how fast fashion spreads both geographically and chronologically.
Music is another popular area to look at when considering cultural change. With improved information technology, the reach of distinct musical culture is greater and more readily adopted. The methods in which people can record, distribute, and listen to music has evolved over the years. One of the first methods to sample music was the gramophone. This was not a very accessible method, being non-portable and requiring a physical copy. The introduction of the Walkman allowed for portable music, letting consumers listen on the go and with their peers. This was a big step in music sharing. People were exposed to others' musical tastes. The internet has proven to be the most influential aspect in the diffusion of music from one culture to the next. With the creation of programs and software such as YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud, it takes seconds to listen to a song of your choice from anywhere around the world. Today, we see that music from one region is commonly listened to by people in distant regions. For example, in 2012, the Korean song Gangnam Style went viral all over the world, and it now has 3 billion views on YouTube. Similarly, the K-pop group BTS has multiple songs in the US Billboard Top 100 and sold out concerts in the USA, despite never promoting in a land 10,000 kilometers away. Through these examples, it can be seen that information technology has made the speed at which new music spread reaching all-time high, and evidently it has resulted in an altered music taste across the world.
As information technology advances, it has the ability to drive cultural change. It allows us to accept diversity and to gain knowledge from societies around the world to influence us daily through our food, fashion, and music.